You're an interesting man. Scott Lang.
I don't know who you are, but you've made a big mistake, okay? I'm an Avenger. I've called the other Avengers.
You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?
What?
They all blur together after a while. You're not the one with the hammer.
It's Thor. We get confused a lot. Similar body types. Who are you?
Just a man who's lost a lot of time, like you. But we can help each other with that.
A lot has changed about my life. We literally saved the world.
But right now, the only job I want is being a dad.
Scott Lang, you want to get out of here. And I need to get out of here. Bring me what I want.
What's that?
You cannot trust him.
I don't care who this guy is. I just lost so much time.
He's a monster who thinks he's a god.
Everything you call a life, I will burn out of time.
He's got Cassie.
We'll stop him together.
You think you can beat me?
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Marvel dropped a bunch of new scenes of Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania with Kang talking about fighting the other Avengers, the Kang Multiverse War. I'll explain how this all ties in with Loki Season 2, because he talks very literally about killing versions of Thor. That's our connection to Loki. I know everybody's wondering if there's going to be a Loki cameo during the movie, so we'll break it all down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're doing an IMAX ticket giveaway for the movie. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and let me know what you want them to do with Kang during Loki Season 2. I literally just did a Loki Season 2 video, so I'll post a link at the end of this and down in the description below, because we're going to see a bunch of Kang variants during that, different from this Kang variant. This Kang variant is meant to be the worst of all the Kang variants, who is exiled from the Council of Kangs. When he's talking to Scott Lang about being confused, he's killed so many variants of the Avengers teams from across so many universes, he's referring to the original Kang Multiverse War, meaning he is from the original timeline. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of questions about this when the movie actually comes out. I will do a bunch more videos in the next week. I think I'm allowed to post my non-spoilery review next Tuesday, so be sure to look out for that. But the basic idea per He Who Remains, in the original timeline, which we haven't seen, the Sacred Timeline is technically like the new version of another variant of Kang, who is He Who Remains. He Who Remains isn't the original Kang from the 616 Marvel Universe. He's just the Kang that won the Multiverse War that first time. In the very first timeline, like the original timeline of the 616 Marvel Earth, in the 30th century, Nathaniel Richards is born in this advanced society. It's called the time of plenty. There is no want for anything. Everyone can cure every disease easily. There's no hunger. There's no poverty. It is the most boring version of reality you could possibly imagine. He gets really bored and starts using science to try and find other universes. And per He Who Remains, that Nathaniel Richards learned about the multiverse. Then over time, other variants of Kang from other universes did the same thing, and they formed the Council of Kangs, and for a time, there was peace in the multiverse. They worked for the betterment of each other's universes, sharing technology. Everything was great. Eventually, the Kang the Conqueror variant of Nathaniel Richards rose up, the one that we see in Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. He's meant to be the worst variant of the character. The way he talks about it to Ant-Man and the other characters in the other clips, and the way that Kevin Feige talks about the character, in that original timeline version of the Council of Kangs, he went so crazy trying to conquer other universes that the rest of the Council of Kangs exiled him to the quantum realm. There was a question early on as to how he wound up there in the first place, and Janet Van Dyne found him. Did he crash there the first time? This makes more sense, that the Council of Kangs specifically stranded him there on purpose, and it was meant to be a makeshift prison for him outside of the normal time-space. The way that Marvel's clarifying the quantum realm as it exists relative to the rest of the multiverse is that it's sort of like a substrate that exists outside of the normal space-time. So when He Who Remains won the Kang Multiverse War and they stopped fighting and it was just the sacred timeline, the quantum realm didn't change. It wasn't affected by all those changes in the different timelines or the erasure of other universes. So all that time while the Kang Multiverse War was playing out, He Who Remains was using Alioth to win it. This exiled Kang the Conqueror variant was just stewing in his own filth, getting more and more pissed off. In the other clips, he talks about getting revenge and burning those that exiled him out of time. Basically going to get revenge on the rest of the Council of Kangs. That's really what sets him apart from characters like Thanos. Like Thanos wanted to change the main universe, it was really just one universe, and he wasn't really concerned with other versions of himself. Kang is a man at war with himself as much as he's at war with the other Avengers. Very literally at war with other versions of himself. Then after he was exiled, what happened is enough time went by, eventually Janet Van Dyne was stranded there and found him, and he just lied to her and tried to find a way to use her technology and Pym particles to escape the quantum realm, and then he could go back to conquering the rest of the multiverse. While that was happening, Janet Van Dyne learned the truth of what was going on and stranded him there by taking out the engine from his time travel chair. This is actually based on the comic book version of his clamshell time travel ship too. Villains always have the comfiest chairs, and does this not look like he totally stole the idea from Grogu? This looks like a giant version, like a giant villain version of Grogu's pod. I've talked about this in my previous videos too. There's all kinds of Doctor Doom Easter eggs in here too, especially for his comic book backstory. A lot of Kang's technology initially was based on ideas that Doctor Doom came up with in the first place. Like originally, Kang's first time travel machine he found in a museum for Doctor Doom. He found a Doombot and it alerted him to all these archives that he then restored. He found the plans for Doctor Doom's time travel platform and enhanced them with his future technology from the 30th century and used that to create a Sphinx ship to go back in time and become the Rama Tut version of the character. And even though they're talking about this Kang the Conqueror variant going up against the Council of Kangs, we'll see a much bigger version of the Kang Multiverse War play out and him going up against other versions of Avengers, killing other variants of Avengers, when we get to Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty. And then obviously you have Avengers 6 Secret Wars, where you have a bunch of multiverse characters fighting him. The rumor right now is that by the time we get to Avengers 6 Secret Wars, it'll be a different villain and it'll be like a Beyonder variant of Kang. Because isn't that kind of the joke of this whole situation here? The whole idea is that the Avengers in other realities were not powerful enough to stop Kang. The only person who can kill Kang is another Kang. There have been all kinds of crazy rumors about Avengers Secret Wars, even the fact that Marvel might split it into 2 movies just because they're looking to earn so much more money quickly in the next couple of years. And Avengers movies are kind of like licenses for Disney and Marvel to print money, so the bigger they can go, the more money they can earn, and the longer they can keep doing that just means more dump trucks of money year after year for them. We'll see how that winds up playing out. Like, as long as the story is cool, I don't care how many movies they want to do. They could do 6 movies for Secret Wars if they want to. That's how big it is. If they did like a 12-hour version of Secret Wars, they would still be cutting out a whole bunch of really cool comic book stuff. And when we start talking about Loki Season 2, the other Thor-related characters, we're supposed to see a bunch of other variants of Kang during Loki Season 2, but in terms of which versions we see, they'll be all over the spectrum, and it won't just be the comic book versions, because there are only a handful of different comic book versions of the character, because it's all the same Kang from just different parts of his timeline. Really good example of this is I think they're going to pay off the Easter egg about Kang Industries, which was a version of Kang that came back into present day and pretended to be a businessman, and you see his name on the Avengers Tower here. So like the He Who Remains Kang found that another variant of Kang had rose up and tried to become this businessman, replacing the Avengers in this reality, and he obviously pruned him and sent him to be eaten by Alioth. I think amongst the many variants of Kang, we'll be seeing that variant of Kang, so just a really good example of like the many different types of characters we'll see him playing. Usually when people think of different variants of Kang, they just think of the big ones, like the Immortus version. That was kind of He Who Remains. There's the Kang the Conqueror version during Ant-Man and the Wasp, like the main version. But you also have the Scarlet Centurion. You also have the Kid Kang Iron Lad version of the character. Really interested to see if any of the theories about that character pan out. There's a lot of theories that we'll see like a younger actor pretending to be someone else in the MCU. Like they could do that for Ironheart. They could do that for Black Panther's son, Prince T'Challa. The basic idea is that by the time we get to Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty, we'll see a bunch more variants. The other cool thing you see going on in the background in a lot of these scenes I haven't talked a lot about is Cassie Lang in her Stinger gear. In the comic, she's gone by a couple different names. The Stinger name is the one with the purple suit. Her powers are a little bit closer to the Wasp's powers. There was a bunch of other Young Avengers footage that they released, so I'll do a new video for that in the next couple of days too. There's a bunch of big Super Bowl trailers dropping this weekend. Make sure you enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss those. I'll do videos for everything. It'll probably take me a couple days to get through them all, but it should start on Sunday. I think we're getting a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer, a new Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania trailer, maybe a trailer for the Marvels movie, and maybe a couple other surprises. And then there's some DC trailers too, separately. Everyone click here for my new Loki Season 2 trailer video, and click here to learn about Kang starting the Multiverse War in the first place. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.